Hey guys, this is Gemma from ASD Rocks. I have been thinking so hard of late about how things have changed since the whole going global and helping everybody, and I've been really considering. My major concern is my ASD Rockers, who have been with me and on this journey for so many years. And I've noticed, I'm sure you've noticed, we've all noticed that things have really, really changed. And my concern is for the people that really need this. So we will all have seen the comments, whether they be good, whether they be random, whether they be, just for sake of making a comment. And my desire in doing this was what we had originally, which was the ASD Rockers who became a family, who were talking to each other, connecting to each other, giving each other help, explaining how they got through certain things that were really difficult with their kids. And it became this family of knowledge where, when we had a bad day, we were all there for each other. And when we couldn't get through certain things, we were all there for each other. And I think that's really, really stopped in a lot of ways, because there's so much noise coming through from so many people. I've really had to try and look out for the core people that need exactly what I'm providing here, which is a platform where they don't feel attacked and they're not getting into fights with other people. I have been considering how I can facilitate that, and I can't just block people for their comments and things like that. Although if bullying does happen, I do, and I'm very protective of my ASD Rockers. In fact, one time I actually nearly kicked someone off, and I got involved, and they said, "Oh, no, we know each other." I was like, "Oh, that's totally cool. I don't mind if you guys just get right in there when you know each other." And obviously with the written word, it can also be misinterpreted. So with this in mind, I've been really, really trying to figure out how to keep this, as raw and real as possible. And the best way that I have been able to come up with so far, because there are videos that are getting 6 million hits, and I can't control it. It's been a point of learning for me. I always wanted to be able to help everybody. I always wanted to be able to share our experiences so that everybody could learn from them. My failures, my innermost vulnerable moments, the truth, the real sides of it. Yes, there are amazing successes, but what I really, really wanted to do was be able to convey, the miraculous, dismal moments when we can't get out of bed, which I had yesterday. Yay. So I have come up with a way to do this, and the only way to do this is to do it by subscription, so that I will still put posts out there for those who, to help those who don't know about. I think there's probably enough content out there at the moment, but to keep it within core people who are there for the greater good of each other, for the greater good of autism, for the greater good of their kids, for the greater good of supporting other mothers, whether they be single mothers, whether they be, whether they be wealthy with all the, money does not in any way help when it comes to autism. I know that because I had it and then I lost a lot of it. And the fact is, you can't You can't buy your way out of autism. Yes, money helps. Yes, funding helps. But ultimately, it doesn't matter whether you've got a bank account with $10 million in it or you've got no money in it. The day you get that diagnosis, you are stripped of everything but being a mother or a father or a grandparent. And those are the things that I want to touch on, the real parts of who we are, that supersede what our bank accounts hold, that supersede, you know, what we look like and how we dress and whether we're in our pajamas still, because, you know, you've seen me like that many days. And, you know, a lot of days that I'm like that, I don't post because I can't even get up to have a cup of tea, let alone, let alone make a post. And I have done it from bed, and I hope that's helped you. It's helped me in a lot of ways because, again, we were this incredible small family of ASD rock stars. And I feel that's slipping away, and I don't want to. So I have made a subscription side to this, and I have kept it at the lowest minimal amount. I think it's $4. It's the lowest minimal amount that I could make it so that we could keep it genuine, keep it small, and for the ones who really need it and really want it. And what I will do within that subscription is I will post up, not only I'll have our little live ones, which I know who will be there because it'll be awesome. Hopefully we'll have some amazing new people who can help us, and we can talk about what we've had difficulties with and how they've had successes, and we can share that wealth of knowledge. I know that recently we've had a huge amount of people asking about two particular things, or three actually, that I need to address. One which I'm going to address today is the bike riding, the shoelace tying, and toileting. Obviously, I am not the wealth of knowledge, guys. The idea of this platform, I can share how we got from not toileting and into toileting, but that tactic may not work for you. So the idea is that we're all here together sharing what worked for us, because each of these kids is different. How they're communicating is different. Bo was 100% a written communication person. He couldn't speak, he could read. That was amazing. It was so helpful. Someone sent me a link recently to that valedictorian who got through the nonverbal valedictorian because she could read, she could type. That was very much Bo. We just cottoned onto it really early. And I've got video footage of him at 4 reading a book perfectly and still being diagnosed as non-verbal, and people just couldn't understand how a kid who could read and verbalize their reading couldn't make up their own words. Why can't this child talk? It didn't make sense. Obviously within the autism world it did. But I've decided we'll do our lives. I'll put special content up to make it worthwhile, but I think it's going to be worthwhile because I've noticed that some really special people have been a lot quieter. Now, it could be because you've been ill and going through a really crappy time. There's been a stomach bug that has been going around, which I am terrified of my children bringing home, because the last thing I need is to get sick. The last thing I need is for Bo to get sick, because I'm always terrified of Bo getting sick because of regressions. So, as you will see now down the bottom here, there will be a subscribe, and I'm really hoping that that's, from now on, what we can do is, if I will only put certain posts up for people who are subscribers. That should filter out the scammers that are causing issues for a lot of my people. They'll make a comment and then someone will reply to them and say, hey, talk to me. Or the people who are inappropriately trying to, have arguments with someone when they don't understand the relationship between, which, has been me. They don't understand the relationship that the ASD rock stars are. And I think, you know, that's fair enough. There's a lot of new people on here. There's a lot of people seeing old content that it's coming up again now. And so I'm scared that I'm not putting up content that's now relevant for you. And Pauline, I did see you comment just the other day, and it gave me a real smile, because I know it's been quite a long time since you've, you know, and Amy and you know, Stephen and all of my people that, you know, we share incredible sort of to's and fro's and, you know, how-tos and all of this. And I know you guys have been really quiet lately, just because, you know, it's like you put in a comment and like, you know, all of a sudden, while we go to sleep in the southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere wakes up, sees it, reads a comment, you wake up. I wake up with, you know, you have 300 notifications and 14,000 messages. And, you know, I'm missing the good people. I'm missing the people that need this. I'm spending too much time blocking or, you know, deleting scammers or people that, you know, just don't deserve my time. So this is the only way that I could come up with, and I've spoken to a lot of people about how to do this. And I always wanted to keep this a free content. Obviously, the benefit of the subscriptions is that there will be no ads, which I actually was hoping with the ads would get rid of those who were just click spamming, you know, and they, you know, would drop off because they just didn't want to sit through an ad or something like that. But it hasn't quite worked out, and this has been a journey for me. So I ask for your forgiveness and your patience, because I never set out to be, you know, dealing with the world stage. Although I didn't sort of have this concept of being some sort of, you know, I never wanted us to be this Instagram photoshopped family. We're supposed to be raw. We're supposed to be real. We're supposed to screw up. We're not supposed to know everything. We're supposed to cry. We're supposed to show real truth, the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly. I mean, the really ugly. You know, those days when you're on your hands and your knees and your kids literally smeared their feces, you know, and you sit there and you just wonder how your life ended up like this. Those moments, you know, it's so important to me that we get back to the bare roots of exactly what it is that I started to do here, which is create a community of people who care about each other, who have valuable information to add to the conversation, rather than just either attacking someone for what they say or things like that. So I have done a huge amount of research lately to try and find out how to do this. It seems the best and only way, and I'm still going to look into how to do this. You know, with great power comes great responsibility, but my responsibility is always to the autistic community, the carers of those people. Again, I am going to say, guys, I know that there's a lot of people that we have watching that are on the spectrum, and although I say this isn't a page for autistic people, it's really, you know, it was designed for the parents, the carers, so that they could create a harmonious family. A lot of parents and carers are on the spectrum themselves, or as I've been reading, have issues, we'll say, of their own, don't we all? Mine comes out of a bottle most of the time because I just can't keep going. But so it's morphing, and I want it to morph. I want it to morph organically. I want it to be something beautiful where it's drawing in people who are, as autistic people, they're sort of associating with the things that I say and my struggles, and they say, well, you know, gee, I wish my mum had done that, or, you know, if you had been my mum, this or that. And it's helpful. It's helpful because for those of us who have kids who are nonverbal or have trouble expressing, you know, how they're feeling, it's actually really helpful to have the people on here that are diagnosed. So it's morphing and it's changing, and I'm trying desperately to morph and change with it. Bear with me. At the moment, the best solution that I've found is to give this subscription thing a go. Like I said, it's super cheap. There will be no ads. We'll do lives, as in going live, not our lives, because that's what we're on here for anyway. And hopefully we can sort of get that intimate group back in the ASD Rocks family. All right, so give it a shot, subscribe. It's the best I can offer at the moment to get back to the heart of what we're trying to do, which ultimately is to help each other, to learn and grow and help our kids get the best goddamn life that they deserve. Help us get the best life that we deserve when we're all working together, when we have support. As you've seen, there's not always people that have, you know, family support or can just call on someone and say, you know, I need a break, get me out of here, I need an hour, even just an hour. It's just not possible to leave our kids with other people. So this is the break I want us to have, even if it means that we're in bed exhausted with a cup of wine. Yeah, why not, with a cup of wine. And we're you know, watching, or we're on live and we're connecting with each other, because that's ASD Rocks. It's the beauty of the people coming together. So let me know what you think in the comments, because I will read them. I always do. Even no matter how many there are, I try and get through all of them. Most of my time, again, is getting rid of the spam and the scammers and the noise, but I always see your comments. And so let me know what you think, if this is a good idea. It's up, it's running, it's subscriber only, and hopefully this will be a place where we can comment. All right, guys, ASD Rocks. Mwah.